We are back. Hey, y'all, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy, James. I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It might happen this video. Bell Collective wasn't much of nothing. So we'll see. But joining us is my special guest, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her, y'all.
Hello, everybody.
Yes,
Happy New Year.
happy. Oh, yeah, this is our first video in the new year. Yes, y'all, we are back. Happy New Year. We hope that everybody had a great New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. We hope that y'all set some great goals for yourself. Ours is to make partner this year. And I just want to shout out to, you know, all 221 viewers of my last Bill Collective video. I would appreciate it. Y'all just hit the subscribe button. I know most of y'all might just be viewing for 30 seconds, but that's okay. It only takes two to hit that subscribe button. Because out of the 221 views that I got, at least 100 of y'all could have subscribed. So make it easy for you. And I'm glad if y'all liked what y'all saw, hey, we try to keep it entertaining here on the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. So we try to keep it entertaining. So speaking of entertaining, now that we have did our pleasantries for the night, let's get into Bell Collective because we gonna have an explosive Salt Lake City review. Shout out to my girl Shayna MCD coming, Shayna underscore MCD coming in. She shows us love. She's also a fellow YouTuber here as well who showed me love right out the gate when she came onto my channel. Y'all, if y'all are not subscribed to her, go ahead and do it because the content that she gives on her channel is so cool. Just got through watching a panel that she did. It was amazing. I learned a lot. Me being a man, I can kind of understand where women are coming from now, especially dating them. So definitely check out her content, y'all. She does all this reviews, including this one. If y'all have not watched it, go ahead and check her out now.
There's
So
not very many Bell Collective recappers
there's
on.
not. A lot of people have dropped this show, and I understand why. And the fact that we only got 8 episodes for season 4, Carlos, what are you doing?
I say all the time, Carlos King may mean well. I think he's one of those people who should take his idea to someone who would be able to execute it better. Because every time he's a part of a show, it just feels a little low budget, just a little.
It
And
does,
it doesn't have to be that way.
and I can't stand that because I feel like that show had potential to do well. And I feel like, and this is where the mistake of Love and Marriage Huntsville comes in because I love the concept of African Americans, entrepreneurs trying to develop communities for people who don't get the same opportunities. I love that idea. Instead, we're focusing on who cheated on you know, who married who got this girl pregnant and all this. And it kind of took away the focus of what I really thought that show was going to be about. Shayna underscore MCD, I blame On for not numbering the shows correctly. I thought this was supposed to be a continuation of season 3. And where's the cash trip? Has Bell Collective ever taken a cash trip? I don't believe they have.
Well, they need to. I
I,
mean,
I, I don't believe Bell Collective has ever taken a cash trip. I don't believe if they did put the episode, and I'll go back and rewatch it, but I don't recall them ever taking a cash trip.
it's definitely something that I think a lot of reality shows do because it takes away from, just getting used to the same stuff. And then they're in a city that's not really, no shade, y'all. It's not the easiest city to look at. There's not much to do in Jackson. So it would be fun to see them go do something different instead of meet at events and hate on each other.
Shout out to my girl coming with the receipts. No, they need a cash trip. What's the budget? There is none. There is no budget.
There is none.
There is none. Moving on, y'all. So, y'all, we got to get in this episode because I got to do Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, that season finale. I hate to talk it on this recap, but that was explosive as hell and iconic, and I cannot wait. So, those of y'all who are watching or catching the playback, make sure you head over to Salt Lake City and watch because I am not leaving no corner unturned. I promise you, I'm going in on everybody. So, this episode opens up. It is Cliff's birthday. Latrice conveniently forgot because and the reason why I say conveniently is because how the hell do you forget somebody you've been married to for all these years' birthday? That's crazy to me. But in the confessional, Cliff didn't even remember her birthday. And I'm like, well, what the hell do y'all got going on over there?
Listen, my marriage is not perfect, but I know his birthday and he knows my birthday.
Right. Like,
Like,
there's
we've
no
never
way.
forgotten a birthday.
That was crazy as hell to me when they said that. So Glenn, being the ultra, side piece that he is allegedly, goes on over there and throws Cliff a birthday party. He invites their friends. Melanie, the publicist, Latrice, she was on season one with Dr. Antoinette. They were like threesome, the Three Musketeers. I loved them together. And I like Melanie, I do. She is there at the birthday party, and Glenn is excited. He in the confessional, just the cheese, and then I'm just like, uh, well, okay. I mean, if this is what we do for our fellow men, okay. His present to him, he got him a whole outfit, and I was like, okay, no, Glenn, you're doing too much because there's no reason you should be buying clothes for another grown ass man. There should be no reason of that. That's ridiculous. Now you could tell him where you buy your clothes, and he can go buy them. But no, you're not gonna convince me buying another the grown ass man clothes. Talking about you want your dude to look fly, and just was cheesing in that confession. I was like, uh, Letitia, you better be paying attention, baby. This is where you clock in. How did you feel about that present day, Glenn brought Cliff?
Their relationship is strange. I don't get it. I don't get it. I feel like the party itself was a little odd. I don't know. I'm not into bromances, dude. I never have been. My spouse is like kind of a loner. So I don't know. I don't get the bromance, but I definitely can understand the annoyance of the wives because it's like y'all can't remember each other's birthday, but you're gonna do all this for your homeboy. Like it's
Well,
weird.
see, well, before I was gay, I was into the kind of like I didn't go this far, but I wasn't really one of those men that just was like, because I didn't want stereotypes to really define my friendships, if that made
Mhm.
sense. So I
Yeah.
never really was that kind of guy, but at the same time, this was strange. And for Letitia to sit up there and almost, I don't know, she just kind of was like just taking it all in. Like when I was looking at her, I was like, you're not gonna question nothing. You're not gonna say nothing. You're not gonna
Listen,
say, okay.
Letitia's not she complains about it, but like what can she really do? Like what can she do? I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Letitia's
It was weird. Yeah. So they end the night. Um, Glenn wants someone to sing happy birthday to him. So Melanie over there in the corner, she tried. It didn't work out too well. And then here come Latrice singing the most horrible rendition of the Happy Birthday of Marilyn Monroe song that I've ever heard in my life. And when I was looking at her, I was like, "Oh my gosh, she reminds me so much of Portia Williams." Like their ambiance is exactly the same. It is killing me when I look at them too. I'm like, "Okay, Portia. I mean, not Portia, Latrice. Really? You are just so thirsty over this man. It is crazy to me. It is so crazy." So moving on from there, I want to talk about Marie and her mama. I know you have some strong opinions about this counseling session, but Marie and her mama Lula, they go to see Marie's therapist, and they begin talking about Marie's childhood and how her mama was on drugs. This is the same song and dance Marie gave when she first brought her mama on the show. So we have to relive this one more time, and I'm sick of it. I do at this point, the end of this episode made me happy for her, but at this point, I was like, okay, Marie, what other closure do you need? Your mother was not there, and she chose, the substance over you. It's unfortunate. We all can sympathize with you, but at the same time, it seems like you're trying to exploit your mom. It really does. It seems like you're trying to exploit her and try to make kind of an example of mothers who weren't there for their kids and be the spokesperson for that because we've seen this before. Why do you keep re-airing this? It is so weird. It's weird to me. How did you feel about the counseling session?
I reported the counselor. Um, I did. I don't think the counsel
Uh-oh, y'all, she froze. Not she reported the counselor. Uh-oh. Dang, I wanted to hear her point on the counselor. I don't know if she's
And
frozen or oh, here she go.
oh, I don't know. There were circles, the spinning wheel of doom.
Okay, continue your point because I really want to hear that you reported this
Yeah, so
counselor.
like the counselor, when you can't fix everything in one session, and this is for any issue, not just substances, but especially when it comes to substance abuse, you can't just do one counseling session and expect for that to work. And then this is someone who's been doing this for like decades. So there's that. I feel like at the end of the session, when the counselor was like, "Well, I'll be praying with you and for you," like it's okay to say that as a counselor, but to say that and not offer any type of resources or try to schedule a follow-up session, I just felt like the counselor didn't know what the fuck she was doing. And this is the difference in the standards for healthcare and from state to state. It's not because they're in the South, it's not because they're in Mississippi. Some of the best counselors are in the South, but that lady, I don't know if there was more to that session, y'all need to show it, because right now it's looking like that lady doesn't know what the hell she's doing. When you work with somebody who struggles with substance abuse, it's your duty ethically as someone practicing psychology to at the very least offer them resources. You can't make them take it, but at the very least offer them. So, and then to see later down the line that she goes to the rehab that her daughter runs, to me, that's kind of like, okay, and that proves that Marie, with James's point, now to get on Marie and not the counselor. Marie is using her mama for a story and it's gross. I don't care how bad of a parent your mother was to you. Like there's no reason to exploit something so personal, just because you don't want to talk about the fact that you might like women and not men and you can't catch a man if you wanted to because you're masculine as hell. So you're using your mom to avoid talking about what you really want and your own desires. You're using your mom to avoid showing us who you are. That's why you go by Marie Monroe. That's not who you really are. You're trained in this shit too for substance abuse. So for you to keep coming and having the same counseling sessions by yourself with your mom, what happened to the date? We saw you go on a date. People got to sign an NDA to be with you. Like, there's so much more she could talk about. And at this point, I'm kind of grossed out. But I didn't have the best mama either. But I would never exploit my mom or any of the things that she did or did not do as a parent. That's kind of like, I was looking at this like, Marie, I think it's time, baby. It's time to go. I don't think TV is for her. I just don't. But the whole drug thing, it's also a disservice to people who are actually on drugs. You can get help, you can get sober, and you don't have to be berated and exploited on television by the people that you harmed. Work your steps and leave it there. I'm sick of Marie. So I hope I said that respectfully. I was trying not to curse. I'm trying to do better for YouTube, y'all. But y'all know what the fuck I want to say, stupid bitch. But we will leave it there. Because it's 2024, new year, new me. Hey.
I'm trying to tell you, y'all, that was a mouthful. Like she read the hell out of Marie. Okay,
It
so
wasn't a read.
that was a read.
It was the
That was
truth.
most definitely a read. You read her like a damn scripture. Shout out to Mary Cosby.
I'm
Wow, I'm
sorry.
speechless. Okay, we gonna move on because I ain't got nothing to say after that. I have nothing to
I'm
say.
sorry.
I ain't got nothing to say after that. That was wow.
I
But
just don't
anyways,
want to see her mom no more. I want her mom to get sober and she can do that in private.
we do too. We want, absolutely. We want Marie's mother to be sober. We will definitely want her well being to be, you know, in place in life because life is short. And if this really does help her mother, we wish her the best. But yeah, Marie, don't use your mama for the storyline no more. We don't want to see this. This
Get
is
some therapy
terrible.
off
This is
camera.
irresponsible of you. Moving on, y'all. So it's the day of Marie's little lupus gala event, and
Oh,
we
yeah,
go.
she has lupus.
She has lupus. Yeah.
That's so strange to behave that way. Okay.
Yes. So this event, we see Glenn and Letitia getting ready at Letitia's office. Now, I have a problem with this. Letitia, why don't we ever see where you live or where your house is? Why the fuck are you always in this office? Where is your house? Are you embarrassed of it? What does it look like? Is it an Airstream? Is it a double wide? Is it,
Stop it, Airstream. Stop it.
where do you live at? If it's a two-bedroom apartment, oh the fuck, look, I'm not gonna judge you, but I'm sick of you in this office. Why are you getting ready there? Why is Glenn bringing your clothes there? Like, you showed your mama's house. Like, where's your house? Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I know that's petty of me, and that's really does not make or break Letitia's character on this show. But at the same time, we have been in everybody's house but hers. Go back and watch it. Season one, she tried it with that Airbnb, and they exploited her then, allegedly. So I'm just saying, I want to see the house. I want to see where you live. I want to see what being a boss and all this that you claim to be. I want to see what that looks like when you live it. That's all I'm saying.
Letitia is proof. The people who sometimes say and talk about how great they are and all of that, you gotta wonder, because why do you feel the need to always talk about how much of a boss you are? If she does live in the double wide, I don't care. I'm gonna assume you saving money.
Me
Honestly,
too.
like it's okay.
If you live in an airstream, baby, I'm not gonna say anything because let me tell you, they make those nice nowadays. If you live in a two-bedroom apartment, I don't care because at the end of the day, this world is crazy. We all living in poverty right now,
What
even the
happened to the
rich.
place that Marie was getting for her? Did she?
That's what we're
And look,
saying.
she asked her basically the same question. Like she asked
Yes,
her so she could come out and show her house now, even though she never left him that part.
right. Exactly. Even though she never went nowhere but her mama house. Where is the house with Glenn? Like y'all, I'm sorry. I know that's as I said, I know this is petty of me to say, but at the same time, this was odd to me. The fact that one, she revealed in this episode in this scene, she was sick. So why aren't you in the bed? But you gonna come to your office?
And where your people work and in fact,
Yes. Like,
I just want her to always come on camera, camera ready. I practiced that with my husband when we
when I
watched
tell
that
y'all,
scene.
she sent me a screenshot of Letitia without the makeup. I was like, "See, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. Watch your mouth and in your pictures, please. Do not do this." So that was yeah, Letitia, that was bad, baby.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna
But
say.
like that, yeah, that's all we're gonna say. But she's sick to this event, so she ended up not showing. So she sent Glenn in her place, which once again I don't want to next if Carlos, if y'all bring Letitia back next season, if there is a next season of the show, don't let her finagle y'all. Film her at her house. I want to see what it looks like. I
Yep.
don't care what it is. I don't. I
Mhm.
as I said, it could be an airstream. It could be a double wide on 2 acres of land. It could be an apartment. She could have a single family home. She ain't got to live like Latrice. I don't care about that. I just want to see what her decor looks like. What kind of person she is. Does she live up to the boss expectation?
Listen, even if she doesn't live up to the boss expectation, in my opinion, of watching this show, because I crammed hella seasons in to catch up to do these recaps, Letitia's one of the fakest ones on the show, in my opinion. Like everything seems to be false, and I want to look bigger than this. But then you see her do events, her little luncheons, and you see that she doesn't know what she's doing, but she's learning. I would respect Letitia more if she'd show us her house, keep it real. Like, yeah, he done cheated on me a bunch of times, but I've been with him since I was young, and it's hard for me to leave. I don't know. Like, if she was more real about her choices and decisions, I think that a lot more people would like her because it would make her more relatable. Right now, she looks like Marie's untrained minion. And, you know, there could be so much more to her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely there could be. So y'all moving on to the actual gala event. So Marie walks in and she was not impressed. It did not, live up to her expectation. And this
Oh,
is what I'm gonna tell Marie. Marie, this is why you have a foot into the planning versus just writing the check. Because then it could be exactly what you wanted it to be. That was your fault. Because when Aikisha came to your office, that was your opportunity to say, well, what do you plan to decorate with? What is going to be the color scheme? How many tables? What are the decorations? What do I need to do to help you? You
Marisha,
were
understand you talking about I just signed the checks. People who actually sign the checks understand that to keep signing the checks, you have to do a little more than just sign the checks.
exactly, especially if you want to see what your
Marie.
place look like. Yes, exactly. That was crazy to
Lord.
me that she walked in there so disappointed. Everybody looks nice for the most part.
They
I
do.
really loved Aikisha's look. She looked very beautiful. I love Latrice's outfit. Everybody looked very, very nice. I will say that about them at this event. Everybody looked nice. Um, Going into the gala, Willie gave a speech about his mom. Overall, they didn't know that his mom had lupus. They didn't know what it was until like the very end of it, which was very sad. I was
Mhm.
actually, hurt for him because I can't imagine what that must feel like for him. Marie also gives a speech about, her struggle with lupus, SC. I just really want them to expound on that a little bit more. Put more education behind lupus and your experiences. Maybe that may make y'all likable on this, whole franchise.
Marie's kind of doing a disservice to like the cause a little bit because I do see people feel strongly about her, like in a very negative way. And it's kind of unfortunate because the things that she does and the education that she has, she is a good example professionally, and she does and has done good things. But people with lupus struggle with stress, they struggle with germs, they struggle with a lot. I know some people who have it in my family. So it's very odd that someone has the energy with such a disease to be coming for like every person on this cast at one time or another. So it's just like we can't really take your cause seriously. It's hard. It was difficult for me to feel empathy for Marie when she gave her speech, is what I'm trying to say. And
It wasn't hard for me to give empathy on her speech, but it was hard for
mm,
me to really trust the, emplacement of how severe it is for her when you're coming off and bringing negativity in your spirit. Like to me, that plays a
mhm,
huge part in the coils of your heart because you have to say those are very fragile. That's why they say be careful of your heartbreaks and
mm,
the energy you put out because you could be damaging those. And lupus can affect the heart. It can affect a lot of different things. But
mhm.
moving on to the BS of this episode, which was the ladies getting a tour of the Capitol. Now, they had been discussing this the entire episode, and the reason why I didn't mention it in the entire episode because I thought it was stupid. But now I'm forced to talk about it because everybody is down at this event, and Essie, of all people, wanted to bring it up. So to paint the picture for you guys, Tambra, and pretty much all the Bells got invited to tour the Capitol except for Marie. Now, when Essie caught wind of this via Letitia, which Letitia, why did you even go if this was such a problem for you? We'll get to that in a minute. But Essie showed up to the Capitol while the ladies was there in her scrub, in like some scrubs, and like was making phone calls. They took a picture of her. It looked really ridiculous, and I was like, I said, oh my god, Essie, you just embarrassed yourself on national fucking TV over some bullshit. But at this time, she doesn't know that it's bullshit. She gonna find out that it's bullshit. But even still, this, if not anything else in this world, made me feel like even stronger that you and Marie are more than just business partner and friends. It was this scene of this whole series that made me feel like, oh no, something more is going on here. And I don't understand. I get that even though the world is changing, we're still not that far into the future to where homosexuality between men and women is still acceptable. It is still a fight, which is why I get kind of irritated when people are like, they trying to push the agenda, they're trying to push this, they're trying to push that. No, the problem is they want you to see them. Now, how they go about some of those things, absolutely, it is very horrific. I will
I
say
think
that.
when talking about the South, though, the because I'm in California, so obviously here, like it's accepted, but there are people who are not so accepting, if that makes sense. It's just
Absolutely.
the consensus based on what we can see politically shows that most places are like okay with it just because of some like, oh, gay marriage is legal. But in the South, especially the deep South, the Bible Belt states, which Mississippi is one of those, I have family members that have only told me that they like the same sex because they live in New Orleans, Kenner, Monroe, and Mississippi. So in the South is different. Like they are definitely not where the rest of the country is at. I think they're like light years behind just from my own loved ones who live there and struggle and, go through things. So they had to remember that. But I agree with what you're saying. And I'm glad you pointed it out because I was thinking that and not even on nothing funny. Because it's like, if you love Marie like that, Essie, hey, that's beautiful. If that's the
We
case, then
champion and let me explain something. I champion Murray and Essie so much because I could see it clearly, but they would make such a beautiful couple if they decided to ever
got
get
the
together.
same haircut. I
Yeah,
mean,
everything. It's just like it just seems like it's natural.
yeah,
So, but to get
nothing's
back,
wrong with that.
yes,
But
but to get back to the scene, Marie felt strongly that Tambra had her excluded.
she didn't feel that. She looks for someone to blame.
Yeah, well, no, she felt it in her spirit. She said, "I know that it's Tambra. I know that it's Tambra." And what she said was, Essie, don't worry about it. Don't defend us no more. When they catch a lawsuit on it, that's gonna be on them. Because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of y'all ruining my good name. And I'm looking at Marie like, okay, now you're taking this way too far. Like it isn't even all that serious. And at this point, she says, "Oh, hold on, I missed something. Are we discussing why was with the mess has a husband and one with her, Queen Marie?" And I don't know if I'm reading that right or sorry, but yeah, we're discussing what happened with Marie being excluded from the Capitol, and if that's what you mean. I'm trying to read this again to see if I'm missing something. But we're discussing how Essie felt very strong about defending Marie at this event, and how it really did feel like I was looking at a couple versus two friends. That's what we were talking about. But that's not what you meant. Sorry. Uh, S with the mess. My bad. I was talking about Essie and Marie. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I was reading that wrong. I was like, wait, what are we talking about? No, but we're talking about that. So
That's the best. That's cute.
yes, I love
I
that.
love
But
that.
in terms Tambra walks, was getting ready to leave, and Marie stops her at the door, and she says, "You know what, Tambra? I don't really appreciate you sitting up here.
Wait, stop. Because why the that's so good.
Why you mess me up? Oh, I hate
You
her. Why
sounded
you? Now I can't do it now. But
he
she pretty much,
sounded just like her. It's getting
yes,
better.
I know.
James's theater.
I,
It's a
re-
thing.
I really am. I was saying I can't do it now, y'all. Sorry, Mrs. Best messed it up. I was about to
I
do
got
it.
excited. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but anyways, y'all, I really can't do it no more. And plus, I got to get to Real Housewives, Salt Lake City, be late. But pretty much, she goes, "Why didn't you invite me to the state capitol?" And she goes, I mean, Tamara's like, "I didn't exclude you." She goes, "I feel like you did, Tamara. I feel like you did." And Tamara said, "Okay, take care, baby. Bye." And wouldn't even give Marie the time of the day. And I said, "Thank you, Tamara. Y'all really made me go all these episodes defending and actually starting to like Tamara. Really, really, Carlos, really?" Because I had it, y'all. I had it in my mind. I was not going to like Tamara. I didn't like her first season. I didn't like her second season. Third season, I kind of felt bad for her. And now this season, Tamara done made it over to my good side. Ain't that about nothing?
I like
So
Taylor now a lot.
yeah, I like Tamara now. I like her
And
now. Damn,
the way
Tamara.
that because a person like that, Marie, she needed a moment. She needed something,
Mm-hmm.
and she did not give it to her. And that's the best thing that she could have done. I'm
Yes.
just grateful.
So by the end of the evening, Marie pulls Essie to the side, and Marie then learns that they actually weren't getting honored at the Capitol, that it was only a tour. So Marie now feels stupid because she wasted her energy on this whole situation versus then going over to the ladies and just saying, guys, what could we do to really make this right? And, just to be fair about it, because it was only a tour. And she goes, "Well, Essie, why didn't you tell me it was only, I wouldn't have did anything." And Essie goes, "Well, I wanted to get the full story first." And it was like, Essie, you was trying to be messy. And you was waiting for one of them to roll over and say that, yeah, we don't want Marie there. That's really what it
Listen, I
was.
don't believe Marie based on just some things. I don't believe Marie. Like the things that she did align with someone who is cognitively aware that they are telling a lie. I think that she was looking and narcissist, sociopaths, people, similar to Marie, they have a habit of struggling to admit when they're wrong or struggling to look crazy or anything like that. It just looks like she tried to place blame on Essie by bringing in question her like, well, why didn't you tell me that? I wouldn't have cared. And then she still tried to throw shade. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they were honored or if it was a tour of the Capitol. Everybody was invited. The state of Mississippi respects everybody except for Marie. That's what was shown. Tamber don't have control of the government and how you look. Tamber don't have control of the allegations against you that fans may have moved on from, but government politics, they're gonna check every nook and cranny of you, and then every nook and cranny of who you used to be, and then every nook and cranny of who your family is, and all of that. So I think Marie not being at the Capitol has something to do with her behavior. I'm
I
sure.
I honestly don't care why she wasn't there or
I
why
think
she
it's
felt
her
she needed to
behavior.
be there. Either way, it was like it's stupid at the end of the day, and you really didn't need to be there. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be somewhere I'm not welcomed. That's
This
just
is
kind of
horrible.
how I am. So that was just really stupid. But that was the end of the season, y'all. It was a very dry season. I was going to do a video with the fashions, but when I looked at the trailer and saw what everybody had on, no, sorry.
Did you
Yeah,
Letitia's
I don't know what Letitia was doing. I don't know.
oh,
Aikisha looked okay. Tampa looked. I wish Tampa would stop wearing 785 pounds a wig. I really wish she would find something that would suit her head. Because I'm tired of Tampa with this. I really am. I'm tired of Tampa with this. I didn't see what so Gucci had on, and I couldn't get a good look at Marie's dress. Um, but I don't know what Letitia was doing.
she
I don't
doesn't.
know what
She
Letitia
doesn't
was
even.
doing.
She doesn't even.
I know Letitia, like, I know she didn't think, oh, I'm gonna wear this wig and I'm gonna rock this. I know she didn't think that. So we'll see next week when shout out to my girl Nia Green joining us, y'all. This my girl. This another day one. I am going to always shout this person
Very
out because
nice.
she always stick with us from beginning to end. We finna go over to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, so you don't want to miss that. Make sure you're there. I'm finna jump on that live now. I'm sorry I'm late, y'all. But that was it. That was Belle Collective. This was the finale episode. We will be back next week for the reunion. I'm not going to go over the looks once again because I feel like everybody looked terrible. So, but other than that, y'all, let's go head over to Salt Lake City. I'm so excited because that episode was explosive and I cannot wait. We'll see you then, guys. Bye bye.